This is gonna be one of those things where I just start, like, making it a performance so that I can be devoted to it beside, like, throwing something together. Basically today I'm going to be trying to draw an actual thumbnail for my art stuff. It's been a minute since I've actually done that. The first time in, like, I don't know, 1,000 years that I've drawn a thumbnail. I don't do them often, so whatever we get is probably going to be something that's going to hold for a little while. So hopefully, with the added pressure of recording, I can create something that is moderately better than what I usually do. I have made specifically profile pictures, Jesus, before. I've been saying it like 3 times. I have kind of a method around it, especially with like the circle shapes and stuff like that, but it has been a while. With my relatively new approach to my username, has cyan in it, I figured that maybe we could go in and maybe do my character Nori, which is probably just a given, but maybe with a bit of a different color scheme, cyan heavy. Obviously, I was thinking something along the lines of, you want it now? I know. Just give me a little bit, okay? But anyway, I thought that it'd be fun to do something a little cyan heavy, and I thought that, I was thinking that, like, along with, I don't know, like pan vibes, CYMK had a kind of a significance in terms of digital art, because, you know, when you print a digital picture, you're more likely to use cyan, yellow, black, and magenta, because that's what's put into printers so that they have a fuller color range. And I've always kind of liked that. Right now it's just a matter of figuring out what color is going to go where, and thumbnailing, I guess. This isn't a perfect circle at all. I could actually probably go in and do a circle, couldn't I? Doesn't totally matter for this thumbnailing though. So my usual approach is just usually a bust shot of Nori. And I recently lost my my aviator glasses, so I do something a bit more general with that. Let's see. I like the idea of round glasses. I still want to add them in because they've become a big part of my my looks lately. Obviously, didn't always have to wear glasses. When I was a kid, I had pretty perfect vision, and it went to hell about when I turned about 16 or 17, and I finally got glasses. That's what I wanted. I finally got glasses when I was about 18. And I'm 22 now, so I am relatively new, at least by comparison to some people who've had to wear glasses their whole childhood. Maybe at some point I'll get contacts, but I don't like the idea of that right now. So the glasses it is. And I figured that because we want the work to be so cyan heavy, that make the glasses black for our CYMK. Well, that's a start. I don't really like that. That's why we're thumbnailing. So that's usually what I do, is do a funky or funny face or something like that, Nori reacting to the camera. Let's just doodle her around for a second and see what we get. Looking over to one side. Whoop. She could be looking up at the video. Or into the distance, depending on what platform you're on. What would she be looking at in a YouTube format if she were looking down to the right? The description? The video title? Or no, it's below that. So she'd be looking at like the comments section, like, oh god, what's going on down there? That might be fun. I want her to be in mostly frontal view, because perspective makes it harder to get an idea of her face. And I want it to be a pretty simple design. Oh, too chubby. See, I like some aspects of this face though, still. Is it the bigger nose? Let's leave that there for a minute actually, and move on to another sketch so that we have more cohesive things to look at. Oh, I wasn't working in 10. Usually I work on this. Is it textured? Why did I have it? Okay, it'll work. Even more cartoonishly reacting to whatever's down there. See, on my Twitter, it would be her reacting to whatever I've just tweeted, which is also very reasonable. See, I like that little face. I tried, and it might be in my most recent thumbnail, or profile picture. I'm doing thumbnails right now. It might be on my most recent profile picture on YouTube at least. As I draw this, I might just upload it after I do this video. I tried to go a bit more detailed with a design that I did. a few years ago, and I didn't like it as much, but I kind of kept it because I was like, well, I put effort into this, and it's the new one, but, you know, I don't know. Sometimes new isn't always better. You see, that could be nice. She should be a little bit more lively. So I like that as it is. It kind of creates a tangent, but I like it when things kind of curve with the circle. Well, it's a bit more lively than the other ones, at least. Maybe even more so. So she's still kind of frontal facing, but she's like really reacting. You see, I need to do thumbnails more often because it makes my drawings look so much more lively. I think I tend to do them a little stiff. But when I do thumbnails, I'm more proud of what I draw. And then like the tail to level out the frame a little bit. That looks cool. Forgot the glasses. Go in there. It could be crooked. I kind of like that. Oh, that's fun. Sapa? Yeah, I like that a lot more. Okay, about 4 thumbnails later. Got a really big page here to work with. Should I do something with her hands? I don't know if that would really read. Obviously we can define where her arms are here. And that might not even, could zoom it in a little bit. And cut out her tail, but it would be, can you raise up her shoulders a little bit? Yeah, that's funny. I told you to give me a minute! I love you. Stop. Those ears are too big. Fish eyes. So, you know what? Thank you, Kelly. I don't like that face anymore. It's a jobby face. You know, I like raccoons because they have jobby faces. Honestly, like, bring in mouth a little lower. That's my other problem with animals that I've just recently noticed, and it's so weird because I've been drawing them for years. They don't have much for chins. So yeah, maybe it was my humanizing them that, you know, saved it for me. But like starting to draw them more with less chin, and now that's too big, but it makes things look so much better. Of course, with people, it's kind of the other way around. So that was maybe my first internal struggle was when I started drawing humans, though, it's like in animals, realism is drawing smaller, 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 and then humans, I mean, it's not drawing bigger and bigger and bigger, but if you want a specific face shape, you have to figure out the chin. It's like, I've never had to figure out the chin before. Animals don't have chins. I'm working on interpretation here. They do have chins, just not the same as people. I'm gonna draw this again before I go on to my final sketch. Go on to a smaller canvas for it too. Not this small. This is, I almost drew a whole face inside of my circle. Yeah. Let's work on that later. That is the face of concern. She's deeply concerned by what you've said. That looks better. That face. Eyes might be best a little smaller, or a little rounder at least. Dimple under the mouth, like it's really like. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that sketch. So let's take this thumbnail, copy, and plop it into a new illustration. You can see by comparison that's still quite small, but I'm working on a much smaller canvas than I think I usually do, just so that it's easier to scale down. Almost get it perfectly aligned where I want to circle. That'll work. And then when I do, to figure out where the circle's supposed to go, let's go from the upper corner and do that. And that's not center. Cool. Probably should have worked on another layer. Corner, center, circle, and then center the drawing. Go. This layer. There you go. You see, it wasn't a perfect circle, so it was off, but that's okay. We have our big sketch that we're gonna bring down the opacity for. I might even just go in with line work. Like, oh, I should probably see how it looks with smaller lines. So I don't want to make them that big. Yeah, let's do that. I remember hearing somewhere at some point that using blue helped you distinguish your sketch from your lines in digital art, so that's where this idea comes from. I probably totally could align this. Thick black round glasses, which I have been wearing recently because they're my quote-unquote backup glasses. I ordered 2 pairs, and I got these black glasses, and they were actually the more expensive ones than my aviators. And I was like, I'll probably rarely wear the aviators, but I think that they're cool. And then I proceeded to wear them every single day. And now by comparison, the black frame ones look small, but I'm getting used to them as time goes by. I think next pair of glasses that I'm going to pick up is probably also going to be a wireframe, but it's not going to be aviators. Probably, see, that needs to be smaller. It's probably going to be a pair of just round wireframe glasses. Maybe the big ones, the ones that are a little bit more in right now, I guess. I just like the way they look, though. This is probably the most of devotion that I've done to sketching. Usually my sketches don't look half as good as this. It's like a blob, and then I line over it and do most of my work there. His eyes too far apart. They're fine for the style, I think. Let's flip it. And those were her last words. Transform. Horizontal. That's not bad. Is this side a little higher? Like, is it this cheek that was a little messed up? Let's see. Does that look better? I think that looks, yeah, that looks nice. We delete that layer now with the thumb on it. And move on to our lines. Still keep them relatively thick, I think, because that looks cute. And I like the textured pen. I used it by accident, but we're sticking with it. And now comes the devoted focus of drawing the same line over and over and over. And yeah, the reason that I chose Nori as a kind of mascot persona, I suppose, trying to avoid words like, or negative context, self-deprecating jokes like I'm trash or anything like that, or I live in trash. It's just more that raccoons are relatively nocturnal and fuzzy and chubby, and I like them. I don't feel the devotion to wash my food to the degree that I will accidentally destroy cotton candy. But, you know, her ears just kind of go where I want them to in that moment. Like right now, I'm just trying to not make them collide with her glasses. Those are supposed to be like little, a little bit almost like tired bags, you know? Because whenever I saw dogs with little arrow spots, almost arrow-shaped spots underneath them, I always thought it made them look like they were tired. And it adds a little bit more to her personality, I think, her design, so she's not just a regular raccoon. But she's gonna be far from regular after today, because we're not even going in with her regular design. We're making a cotton candy Nori. I also refer to her as Nori instead of Odd or me. I mean, you can obviously use her while referring to me if you like, but I don't like not having a distinction between myself and my characters, even if they represent me, because like this design is called Nori, you know? And I feel like to a degree, she's also kind of her own separate character. Like she's developed a certain different personality. In my thumbnails, I've made her almost an agent of chaos. Her intense emotions, and I don't know the type of person that has those, but it's an exaggeration of me, so, you know. Regardless, if you feel like if you give life to a design, you tend to make it quite different from yourself, because it's usually amplified characteristics of yourself at a certain period of time, if it's not just your persona. And then if it's your persona that you've just drawn out for yourself to look like you, then that changes too. You know, it was how you saw yourself at that time, and that's welcome to change. But I still like Nori to represent me, because I think it's fun. Not a regular in terms of like interacting with other people in the more furry fandom. I never have been. I know it exists, you know, so if you stumble across these videos, you see me drawing a cartoon raccoon, you're like, oh dear lord. I know they exist. I'm on the side of could identify in that area if, you know, if identifying in that area means that you enjoy consuming and drawing animal content. Beyond that, I mean, I don't suit. I appreciate those who do, and I am fascinated by suit makers. I don't do that. Haven't gone to any cons, but, you know, state of the world as it is anyway. I didn't start making, ironically, didn't get a job until this whole pandemic started up, and because they were just desperate for help, and it, oh, that's too big. I didn't have the money or the means to go anywhere. I'm wondering whether I should still make her eyes green. Thinking maybe. Still, I don't know. We can play around with color. In this circumstance, I'm just gauging it off of the size of the square. And I'm doing this so I can do that. And circle sketch, don't need that anymore. And do this, 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 and that. Okay, so we have a base nori ready to duel with some colors. I forgot her glasses. Yeah, I'll draw them on last. So that we have the face to work with. And that reminds me, actually, to add another marking of hers. This little bump in the middle before I add in her glasses. But yeah, I'll add them on last. Final touch. I've done that before, actually. Put glasses on a different layer, just because it's easier to work with. Background, maybe yellow. Whew, that's a lot of yellow. Let me tone that down a little bit. Don't want to do the perfect CYMK. Ooh, do that. It's like a superhero logo. And then different shades, maybe, of cyan. Fill it all in for now. Phew, dear God, that's a lot. I've never drawn something this intense. Let me pull up an actual reference of her to work with. I can find one relatively recent. That would be nice. There we go. The most recent one. You can see the aviators there. So, relatively blue already. What we could do is have her blue areas be blue, and then her less blue areas be some kind of magenta. Maybe a mix? There. See, maybe we could do varying levels. So, we have this magenta, but, and I mean, this is just how you color things anyway, but lower the opacity. Bring it up a little bit. That's kind of nice. Yeah. And then do the same with yellow. Look okay? It looks kind of dim, doesn't it? I'm not the biggest fan of that. Thought. Hold that thought. Okay, so her hair up here is darker. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's try different shades of blue. So, within cyan, that's kind of nice. That looks kind of cool. Actually lighten this one up a little bit more. Yeah? Yeah. And whites in the eyes. Woo! It's vibrant by comparison, isn't it? I'm just trying to figure out if I can add in any other colors, because I kind of want to still do CYMK. Okay, so we got a blue base. I don't mind that. Bring it up. Ooh, that's a nice color. Let's see if I can work with it. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. Crap. Oh, okay, cool. The nose is down there. That's the solid color. Do I like that? I want that to still be relatively blue. That could work. Meh? Meh. Yeah. I actually do really like pink on these parts. Does that look okay? It looks so weird. It almost looks too weird. Looks like an off color. Like it just, it looks like something that I wasn't intending on. How do I make this look nice? Same tone? So this is around the same, is it hue? As original. Kind of. I'm getting sick and tired of you godly, extremely helpful software. Please don't hurt me. It looks so dark now, doesn't it? It's very Nightcrawler. You know, not a bad color, but I don't know if it's what I'm looking for. If I went in and played with the layers color, so I could color in normally and then go in. Let's try that first. Let's just play around with stuff now. God, look at how different that looks. Start all the way over. Back to square one. Okay. And then just fill in our colors here. So now that we have our base colors, maybe go in and play with layers? Maybe. Hue? Like, yeah, look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? What if we were to do... That's not bad. Overlay? That's bright. Bad idea. Saturation? Woof! What? What? No! Oh, that's kind of cool, but definitely not what I'm looking for. I like the color one. And then maybe we could go in and like experiment almost with our magenta. It's icky though. That's icky. I don't want that. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Whole horse. It's a lot. I don't mind it. Blue just not saturated? Or was it not? Oh, was it not all the way turned up? Look at that. Woo! That's a lot. But it looks cool. So, you know, I'm not totally complaining. Woo! It's a lot. I don't mind it. Like, not totally at least. Oh, that's ugly. Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. But that, then I don't mind. It's quite a bit. Quite a lot to look at. I don't know what else to do with it. Go take these colors somehow and play around with them. Can we merge? Can we merge the layers? Do we merge the layers? Oof. Do we merge the layers? Merge the layers. It's so hard to look at. I'm so sorry. Look at that though. Look at that like transition. Go over the whole thing maybe. That blue on another layer. Look at that though. It looks like it's under a black light. I don't even know if I really need these colors. I got the yellow background. I just don't want to hurt anyone's eyes. Blue isn't bad. The blue, in hindsight, not bad. Not bad at all. I could do that. And then I could shade, maybe, with magenta. Should the day come that I reach, I don't want to say 100. That feels like it's pushing it, but what the hell? 100 subscribers. Up for negotiation, but essentially a large enough amount of people to care about it. I will share the secret origin story of my new user. It's a doozy. It's really not. Actually, I've probably shared it a couple of times, but that's my secret. You can see my face on Twitter. You can see, you know, my stupidness and hear my voice on here. So, my only leftover secret is the secret origin story of my new username that I have decided is going to be my user across all platforms. The Cyan Doc Mystery. 100 subscribers, or whoever guesses it first. If someone is able to guess it that didn't know to begin with, then I will confirm or deny your guess for 100 subscribers. Whichever comes first. That is my promise. If I do get 100 people to sit into a virtual room and watch me doodle, I will let you hold me up to that. You remind me, whoever's listening. Oh, that's so weird. It already looks like it's shaded. I can maybe get away with doing that and just lowering the opacity. How crazy is that? That's why these three colors are so quintessential, I suppose, right? If you combine them, they start making all sorts of different colors. See, I didn't forget the glasses. All is right with the world. Let's just copy this lens so I'm not going too big or too small. Focusing so hard on just drawing these glasses. Ooh, you know what I could do, actually? Here's my magenta. Let's see how this looks. Whoa! Wait for it. Multiply. That's not bad. That is not bad. And you know what I might do? Because this looks so comic booky. I can figure out how to do it. We're learning. There, I forget what they call these. The little circles. And then maybe overlay? That looks nice. What if I put that over everything? What would that look like? I don't like that as much, but yeah, I don't like this as much. It's just in front of the background. That looks nice to me. Look at that, it makes them smaller. That's so weird. I'm lowering the opacity, and it's making it less, there we go. Does that look nice? I think that looks nice. Very, comic booky. Might actually change the line color. Here? Ooh. Oop. And tweak around with the colors a little bit more. I'm having fun with this. Unless, hear me out. And then, well, that's cute. I like that. Doesn't really show up, does it? Well, it shows up to me, and I like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna play around with these screen tones so much more now. I didn't realize how easy it was to just manipulate the layers like that. Remember to zoom in, kids. I never do. Look at how fun that is. I love this. I love this so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I had fun with this. Okay, I'm happy. I just, like, there we go. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god, that's perfect. Okay. Let's sign this off. So, that is my completed little avatar. Keep forgetting the word profile picture. You know what I'm saying. So, took me, what, like 2-3 hours? 2 hours. Not bad for me. I'm gonna save this. About so many thumbnails. Let's actually look back at those for a second. Nori icon 21. Dope, 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 dope. Let's go back to the thumbnails for a second here. Yeah, look at all this. I have about 5? Huh. Yeah, so we ended up with this guy on the end. Started out here, which is cute, but that's my previous icon. We ended here. That was so fun. I actually really like this. I was happy to experiment around a little bit. I had used a whole bunch of layer modes that I'd never used, so, you know, it was a bit refreshing to go back in and experiment around, so. Maybe I'll try and find something else that I can do specifically with these tools, or with new tools that I never use in Clip, and play around with them a little bit, so. Let me know what you think of my new icon. I'm gonna probably put it up here shortly, before I even start editing this video, so you'll have seen it, the final result, before the video, which is usually not the case, but you know, you probably didn't pay any attention to it anyway. So, unless this is years later and I've changed it again, in which case you get to see the little marker of history. That's always a thing. Export this. And I will see y'all next time.